Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Do me a favor and hit that like and share button. Please share. Let's evangelize today on this hump day, uh, midweek Wednesday. Let's evangelize. Look, go back in and tag one or two people and let them know that Faith and Tea is on this morning. We're just so excited. I want to say good morning to those that have already joined. I see one of my former co-workers, Lady Denise Akers. God bless you for joining us this morning. Of course, the Dean is on. That is none other than Mother Margaret Feaster. God bless you for joining us this morning. To the Apostle Keandra Jones, God bless you. The covenant partner that she is to me, God bless you. I see my pastor from Africa is on, and I thank him so much for the patience that he has been with us. He has definitely been supporting and coming on to our different
Yo, it's hump day.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Y'all help me. G has just joined us this morning. This is his day that he comes on, so we're glad to have Javarius on, and thank God for him. God bless you. Good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
Blessed by the best.
Blessed by the best. Amen. I see my oldest is on, Lady Charmaine McCall. I know she's probably getting ready to get her school going. So God bless you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Listen, I need y'all to pray for me, brother. Brother couldn't go to sleep last night to save his life. I'm telling you. And of course, I did not. And your sister, you know what? You have so many fans you don't believe it. She's talking about that's the way to make an interest, brother. Good morning to Pastor Abram Brooks, all the way up in New York, training for his new job position. To God be the glory. To Lady Davy, to Executive Pastor Rosemary Townsend, God bless you. I see Brother Tristan Morris, God bless you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Listen, I tell people all the time, Thursday is definitely, Thursday. Look at me, I'm a day ahead. That's how tired I am. Listen, this is definitely Wednesday, hump day is probably one of my busiest days. Like I say, I did not go to sleep last night. I don't even remember when I went to sleep. If I went to sleep, I do know when the alarm went off. And it started, my day started at 6 o'clock where my first prayer line was on with Facebook. From there, I went to the Phenomenal Women. I snuck in on them on the telephone calls. I don't even know if they knew I was on there, but I was. Amen. And from there, I went to Inspired to Love, where Pastor and Lady Fisher host that. I see a lot of the people that was on that page have jumped now on this page. Also, to Bishop Desnet Arnell Marshall, God bless you. I did an awesome job this morning from the hood to the house. Awesome conversation. I'm just so excited about what God is doing for us in the kingdom at this time. Pastor Brooks said he ready to come home. I know that's right. Missing his family. But to Instagram, we thank you. Actually, going forward, Wednesday will be the only day that we're actually on Instagram, because Mondays and Fridays we have guests that's coming in through Facebook, and therefore they haven't learned how to connect all together. So Wednesday will be the only day that we're on Instagram. So all you that's on Instagram, join us on Facebook on Mondays and Wednesdays. We're excited about this Wednesday. I will have none other than Pastor Brooks from Kingdom Culture as our spiritual advisor for Friday. But today is G's the guest. This is his day that we've set aside to allow him to come in. And I'm just so excited about what God is doing in his life. Good morning, Brother Anthony. Good morning to Lady Stocks. God bless you. Thank you for joining us this morning. But one of the things that we're trying to do with our platform, of course, is to reach the mass. And so therefore, we have to have our younger people to come on. And I think last week you just started a floodgate of just advising us and helping us to understand you all that much better. I've still been getting calls as of even yesterday. People were calling and just saying how much they appreciated you sharing with us. And so today, kind of like, can you get in the mirror in the Instagram just a little bit, slide over maybe? Yeah, might have to slide over. But nevertheless, what's on your mind today? What you thinking about? I know you got something on your mind. What you got on your mind?
I don't really got, too much on my mind right now. I could talk. That's different, but I don't
Okay.
really got
We'll talk. What we gonna talk about today?
I don't know. I mean, I thought I came in to talk about, I thought when I came in, we was going, talk about the real world.
Okay, we'll talk about the real world. I'm here. Look, we just gonna have a conversation.
I'm feeding off of you. I'm feeding off of you because I can continue to go on what we was just talking about last week, and then we can just talk.
Okay, let's go then. Talk.
Well, I mean, we can start off where we left off from last week, as far as that, not bringing a 1980s or 1990s,
Right.
mindset into 2023.
Right.
And we even discussed this in Bible study last night,
Mhm.
that I feel like that we would be better off, that we would, do better at reaching who we would want to reach if we really understood and took the time to understand what 2023 means.
Okay. Now, God bless you, Pastor Fisher. Awesome platform today. God bless you. Thank you for joining. Now, when you say that, though, come on, help us out a little bit, because us older people, we still kind of like say slow in sometime in understanding. I don't want to use the word slang, but when you say bring it to 2023. I mean, kind of elaborate on that. Tell me what we really talking about.
Well, I mean, I think it's a difference than, you could say with any year, any generation. I think it's a difference in knowing you're in 2023 and then knowing that, or it's a difference than knowing that you're in 2023 and then basically knowing that you live in 2023.
Okay.
So I feel like you can live in 2023, but you can still be having a mindset.
Come on now.
Of
talk.
1980s, 1970s, 1990s.
Right.
So I mean, even going further into what we was talking about yesterday, to reach my group,
Mm-hmm.
you might not be able to do what you were able to do even 10, 15 years ago.
Okay.
Okay. So you can't necessarily try to instill or try to bring in that 1987 mindset that you're trying to work with into 2023 and expecting it to work. I mean, the whole world is about evolution. We see that with sports now. I mean, 30 years ago, the basketball was from the inside out.
Okay.
Now basketball from the outside in. You will find yourself getting left behind if you don't.
Yes.
Succumb to change.
Yes.
So.
Yes. And I see apostle. I promoted her, but prophetess Jones says understanding that seasons change.
Yeah.
So that's basically what you're saying, and I think that's one of the main things with the platform that Inspired to Love started last week, and we're going to continue, and I'm actually going to get with them even if it's not until we get to Baltimore this coming month, so that we can actually set the platform up properly, that we bring in the different generations of young people, not just men but women too. We got some powerful young females out there now, and so we want to, Lady Sierra and Lady Brooks and even Charmaine, and even some others along with the males that we have, to literally bring this thing together, because the thing of it is, it used to be a time, and I think those that's on can relate to this, we would say that you all were the church of the future. But in reality now, you are the church of right now.
Right.
And, you know, the one thing, especially with our ministry, Phenomenal Outreach Ministry, that really works outside the four walls, the one thing that I don't ever want us to do is lose that connection. You follow what I'm saying? Because I'm hearing what you're saying, that as and I can recall when we was growing up, that, you know, the evolution of time has changed to where even your presentation when it comes to ministry, when it comes to talking about God, you know what I'm saying? When we was coming up, hell and heaven was the only conversation. Most preachers, and I know I got some witnesses on here, most preachers don't even talk about hell and heaven anymore. And it didn't, I'm gonna be honest, it didn't really become a reality to me again, because remember, I did hear about this years ago, but it did not become a reality again until March the 5th, when Lady Cheryl transitioned. It gave me another a whole new outlook and attitude towards what our real mission is. You follow what I'm saying? And yes, we have a job here on earth, but the truth to the matter is we still have to be focusing on eternity. And I think a lot of times we get so caught up in chromo time. And for those that's with Phenomenal Outreach, they know I deal with time. God bless you, Apostle Hicks. Thank you for joining. But they know that I deal with time and I understand time. And the truth to the matter is, that's the one thing that you can never recover from. You can never recover from time. Right. So even as I was sharing when I first came on, just I didn't get any sleep last night. So, you know, but God still woke, when I did nod out, woke me up this morning, and I started my day, and I thank God for that. So I'm excited about what I see God even doing in your life now, and for the lives that not only you're touching, but going to touch. You follow what I'm saying? Because the truth to the matter is, there's individuals that regardless of how much I would want to be able to minister to them, I never will be able to. And you know, I always tell people, and as I said, it really came to light in the transition of Lady Cheryl, that Jesus' ministry really did not start until after he died, because only a certain group, and hear me on this, only a certain group of people experienced his miracles, experienced his teachings and things of that nature. But it was after his death, after his resurrection, and after his ascent to heaven, that the ministry, that's where the greater works are. So that's what we're in now. We're in the season of greater works. And so, you know, go ahead, talk to me a little bit more about, let me just ask you this. So what would you like to see us, and not using me as a father, but using my age group? You follow what I'm saying? Or those that's older than you. What connection would you like to see, or what connection do we need to make to help bridge that gap? Just from your, you know, looking at it.
I mean, for perfect example, you said a couple days ago, the reason why I have Zoom is built when I broadcast, I like how it looks. I mean, you guys are wise. I'm not acting like you guys we're smarter than you guys. You guys are wiser than us.
Okay.
It ain't hard. Technology. If you find a way to flood your services, flood your, and I'm not saying church service, but flood your platform.
Yes.
With trying to do anything as far as technology, TikTok, cameras, videography, this, that, and the third. Young people, that's what young people want to do.
Right.
That's what young people want to do. Like, so, I mean, y'all growing up in church, y'all wanted to usher, y'all wanted to this, that, and the third. That's those days over with. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, for real, I mean, as I got older, I learned that you have to be called to do that. You don't want somebody ushering who doesn't have a call for usher, who doesn't want to do it, because that is the first. I was taught that's the first person that greets the people that comes inside. So if they got a bad spirit when people coming inside, well, already that person is getting rubbed the wrong way before they even sit down, before they even heard the music, before they even heard a Bible scripture, a prayer, or the pastor. They have already got rubbed the wrong way because somebody has either been forced or has been put in a place that they don't want to be in. So I just feel like, I mean, just use us for what we got, what we here for. I mean, use us for what we know. Flood us with technology. I mean, I hate to make it seem, so symbolic than that, but I mean, if you just find ways to just, I mean, like I say, from videography, cameras to apps, like there's so many different things that you can, and I actually visited a church, and it takes so much people to do it. You can get 15 to 17 people of young folk, and they could be just doing three things as far as sound, video, and camera. That's 15 young folk that's actually enjoying coming to church, actually enjoy doing what
feeling they have a function,
feeling that they're
part of, and they're wanted. Yeah, I'm gonna say two things. One, I'm gonna read what Apostle Hicks said, and he said, "I like to think that heaven and hell was a buzz topic for a high response, and it lost its popularity in topic. Now, when we talk heaven and hell, our audience or congregation expects spiritual truth, unbiased articulation of scriptures, etc." So that's basically what you're saying, that your generation really want to just hear it really, and not with all the bells and whistles and trying to have the music playing behind it and all that, but really just keep it real with you. Yeah. Now, one of the other things was, as you was talking, Prophetess Jones is on here, and man, we had a Zoom call the other day where just what you were saying, I was sharing with her how important, God bless you, Mother Cooper, thank you for joining. I was sharing with her how important it is for us to make sure that we the presentation that we put out there is on point.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? Because in reality, you only have a 30-second clip to catch my attention.
Right.
In other words, if your sound is off or your lighting is off, or before I even hear what you're saying, I'm looking at your presentation. Right. You follow what I'm saying? And so the one thing that I do like that I heard you say is, and see if you can get still in Instagram just a little bit better. Slide your seat over or something. The one thing that I did like what I heard you say was the fact that we've got to use you all. And the thing of it is, you all do know technology better than us.
Well, because it became so easy of not going to church, and that's one thing I'm not going to blame on us.
Yeah, the pandemic set the pandemic. What the pandemic did, and this was a God thing, and I tell people all the time, and this is why we got to be so careful. Even when it comes to...
That had nothing to do with us, though, but we have maximized it the most out of any other generation, though. I think I brought it up last week. Yeah. 60 to 67%, which is higher than any other generation of us. We watch church online now.
Right.
So we don't even get up out of our bed. On Sunday, we brush our teeth, we get right back in the bed, and we turn on whoever preacher that we want to listen to from 9 to 1 o'clock.
Right. Well, because what ended up happening was, and to those ministries, God bless, that I was a part of a ministry that was ahead of the cycle. And so a lot of the things that I even learned how to do, to even get our platform and get our ministry out there on the social media platform, I had already experienced years before the pandemic. And so, but for those ministries that had not even established anything, a lot of those ended up folding up because of the fact that they did not have what it took to even communicate with their own members. Some people didn't even know how to use the Zoom platform. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so all of a sudden now you also have to understand that different ministries had different groups of people. I've always said that if you don't have young people in your ministry will soon die off, because as we get older, we're going to die off. And so if nothing has been already put in place for the next or for you all now, in other words, I can't wait till I'm no longer able to do what I'm doing. I've got to use you like I'm doing now. Because it really should be a point that I should be able to say, gee, man, I'm not feeling good today. And because I'm not feeling good should not be the reason why Faith and T cannot go forth. You follow what I'm saying?
It's just so easy to cheat now. And like I say, a lot of it might have to do with us, but a lot of it has to do with access. When you keep saying it, when you guys were growing up, though you might know, you could remember 10, 15, or 20 churches in your head that you can think of, or maybe you knew how to get to about 5 to 6 churches from your house. You couldn't go online and really figure out what church. And then, matter of fact, you couldn't look up a YouTube or a Facebook video to even see what their service looked like before you even got there. So now it's so easy for a young person to cheat and go wherever they want to.
What you call it?
It's so easy for us to cheat.
Okay.
So I mean, and that's kind of the battle that you're gonna face. Is the cheating young. You have to find a way to and if you're willing, if you just say, oh, kumbaya, this, that, and the third, we move on, then you move on. But if you actually talk about keeping them and willing them, this, that, and the third, well, it's a constant effort of you're constantly trying to win them over from the net. And I'm not saying you're trying to steal them from any ministry by all means. But if you want to keep them engaged in your ministry, you have to you have to.
Well, and so let me share this. So one of the things that, and good morning to my cousin Giovanni, Jill, God bless you. I see some others that have joined. Leandra, God bless you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Chandra, God bless you. Thank you for joining us this morning. But one of the things that I even expressed with you was the fact that I don't force you to hang with me when it comes to church. Right now, you go to a ministry that you feel that you're really active in a part. The advantage that I do have, though, is I know anytime I need you, when we're doing outreach, at which we will be going out in July to one of our places. But one of the things that I shared with you, that it is more important that you find your niche than it is for me to try to put my niche on you. You follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I believe that all of us have an assignment, and that our assignment, we are assigned a certain mass or certain group or a certain section of the kingdom. And so therefore, I think a lot of times what happens with even ministries is the fact that we pastors feel that their family members should be with them. And in reality, that might not be the case. Their ministry might be better served somewhere else. You follow what I'm saying? I heard you saying, even when you talking about, ushers and things of that nature, where you basically saying that ain't my calling. Mm-hmm. Not that if I needed to do, because I can remember when we used to have you usher, and you did it, and you did it with a smile on your face. Amen. One thing that I can brag about is the Fantastic Four was raised in church. They understand church. They will respect the church that they're in, but they're all in a place now where they have to make the decision of how they're going to serve God on their own. Lady Cheryl and I did our part. The Bible speaks of raising up a child. We did that. You know what I'm saying? You're the baby of the bunch at 25 now. And I thank God for you, for the relationship that I have with each one of them. But I'm excited about understanding, and I'm looking at some of the comments that's coming in. Leandra says the digital age is a big factor, and it must keep it in hype and interactive. And so, I'm sharing that with them. I've got a group of young people in our ministry that I said, hey, I gave them access to the Facebook page. I gave them access to the Instagram. I gave them access to the TikTok. Now, the truth to the matter is, I personally would like to see more footage put on a daily basis. But, at the same time, I know that they're learning to adjust their schedule, that part that they have to do, go to work and all that, because I don't want you losing your job talking about you was posting something on Facebook or TikTok for me. But it's learning to utilize the resources and the sources that you have. And so from what I'm hearing from you is that we got to step our game up. And we've got to bridge that gap. I think somebody even said that we got to bridge that gap, and we got to get off the bandwagon of thinking that everything that y'all do is a sin. In other words, or let me pray about it. This, that, and the other. I have to respect that the same God that I serve is the same God that you serve. And so when you come to me, you're coming to me with a kingdom-minded thought pattern.
Right.
Can you elaborate? Yeah, go ahead.
Or not even, I don't even want to elaborate, but just to not even veer left about what you just said, but just to bring up a point that I feel like all generations thought of, but once again, my generation just chose to be the generation that wants to speak and wants to act, wants to make it seem like we've been disobedient, but we really just saying stuff that everybody else, I feel like, said. And I think this thing that the young people, I say we because I'm young, so that's the only reason. I'm not trying to speak for everybody, but it's this thing of like, we want to be saved,
right?
We know what save is this, that, and the third. And I guess it's kind of a funny game or a sly game that we play. We might not need to play it, and I don't even want to say that's a game or not. But it kind of like tricks our head. It kind of tricks to a young person's head when And I'm not saying when I say outside, I'm not saying y'all folk were outside just acting up like it was Freaknik. I don't mean that. I'm just saying, but like when you don't even have to know everything, but when you understand that at one point your parents were young, at one point your aunts and uncles were young.
Yeah.
And one thing I do appreciate about that, which you are so, and I know all the kids can attest to this. You make us feel that you were young at one point.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it at that. You make us understand, you make us feel that at one point you were 24. A lot of times I feel like some people make us feel like they were never young.
Right.
Like they want us, they talk to us like they were always 45 and saved.
Right.
They literally were born with a Bible in their hand.
Oh, come on, help us.
So I think that right there is where the real disconnect even starts at. Is a lot of times you get hounded by somebody that talks to you like they never have been 20.
Yeah.
They never been 21.
Yeah.
And it's so like mind-boggling when we're so vocal and so emotional and so all of that in a bag of chips. When we're all of that, it's kind of hard because it's like we want to be saved, but I'm 18.
Right.
And you telling me that if I take a sip, then I'm already on the downswing, or if I go to this lounge, then I'm gonna get in trouble. And it's like I'm not gonna go out there and do nothing crazy.
Right.
I just want to be 19 still.
Right.
And it's like when we talk to a lot of adults, it's like they don't let you feel that they were 19 and 21. It's like I know that I know the end game, and I think that's what we all need to understand. Everybody knows the end game. Now some people end game might not be the same at the end of the day. I mean, we can call it how it is. You'll be a fool to believe that everybody in this world wants to go to heaven. It's not true.
Right.
I'm sorry, but it's not true. Not everybody is saying, and not everybody is striving for the same thing that we're striving for on a daily basis.
Right.
To see Jesus.
Right.
To see eternity.
Yeah. And that's obvious by the actions.
That's
and stuff.
obvious.
Yeah.
So it's like we said this in Bible study too. Be real. Like you have to feel.
Well, let me help you here. So Jeremiah 29:11 is one of those things that we always talk about. You know, he knows the plans that he has for you. You follow what I'm saying?
Undevi just said, "What's the balance?" And I kind of.
So let me help. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna give my definition. Then you can come behind it. What's the balance? So I was just basically saying Jeremiah 29. He knows the plans. So therefore, if I trust God and I'm believing in God, right? Then I also have to believe God has the same God that has the plans for me, has plans for you. And a lot of times I think what happens is, especially from a parent standpoint, is that we create plans that we want for our children. You follow what I'm saying? So as they're growing up, we kind of lean them to the direction that we want them to be in. You follow what I'm saying? If you know, we might talk a lot of doctor stuff. Oh, the doctor this, the doctor that. So all of a sudden, that's all you hearing. So next thing you know, well, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a doctor. You follow what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying. So a lot of times we plant these things in. But if the same God that has plans for me is the same God that has plans for you, sometimes I have to back off and allow God to be God. And that means that I've got to allow him to direct you. Now, my job as a parent is to supervise and to monitor, but at the same time, until you get that true conviction on your own, I can't make you be saved. You follow what I'm saying? Just like I don't have a hell or a heaven to put you in, but I can monitor and help guide you into those right directions.
So you can say that, but at the same time, you gotta act off of what you just said, because a lot of times people say is I can't put you in heaven or hell, but a lot of times what they say and what they acting on, they're putting you in heaven or hell.
Right.
How they treat you or how they looking at you. I mean, I've talked to multiple people around my age, and one of the main reasons why they necessarily don't like coming to church, because they say as soon as I walk in there, I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I'm saying. My Generation Z, and that's why I'm coming on to talk about my age group.
Right.
So I'm not going to come over here and talk about my age group is very emotional.
Right.
I'm going to say that we are very emotional, and we know we can see that. We can see right through that fake stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if it's whatever the fact that we were able to just see everything in above from 5 to whatever, you know,
right?
But whatever reason, we see that and we feel it. And we one thing Charlene said last night is our emotions can tell it all.
Yeah.
So it's like when we're so emotional, then you have to. You can't be, you know, rough and rowdy and all that, you know, above. You just can't do that, you know, because it doesn't work. And I'm sorry, but it doesn't work. And as simple as that, it won't work. You know, so.
Well, listen, our time is up. So you'll be back next Wednesday to continue this conversation. This is awesome, man. I am really appreciate getting it from you, just in you know how you're laying it out. You ain't holding it back, so you just letting us know that. And I was looking at a lot of the comments that's coming in, you know, just on the adult side, you know, the things that we're realizing that we have dropped the ball. I mean, come on, adults, we have to, you know, mamas and daddies, we have to admit that some of these issues that's happening right now is because we had the same mindset as our parents had, and we didn't adjust to the times. But I think if we continue,
I mean, not to even to cut you off real quick, but I mean, Elder Greg said it. What was the question yesterday? Where do you do your emotional state?
Yeah, what's your emotional state?
And a lot of what's going on in the world today is really based off of what? Emotions. It's 10% of what you say, 90% of what you act off of. A lot of these stuff that we see going on in, you know, killings and all these crazy stuff, when you read into it, or you hear the news report, what is it always about? It always falls back to somebody getting into their emotions.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, because this conversation is definitely going to continue, we want to thank you once again, Javarius, for joining us. This is, Wednesdays. I've dedicated it to you, and so we want to thank God for you being real. One thing about it, anybody that know you, you're going to keep it real. So we appreciate that. To all of you all that took the time out to join us.
I'm mentally strong.
To all of you that joined us this morning on Faith and Tea, we thank you once again. We're looking forward to this coming Friday, where Pastor Abram Brooks will be our spiritual advisor for going into the weekend. So please love and I'm saying love. That's what Elder Deacon Charlie just said. But like and share. Make sure we push Friday. And we thank God for you and you to Instagram. Thank you so much. Like I say, we'll only be on Instagram every Wednesday because the other 2 days we actually have dual screens. Thank each and every one of you all. And let's, as adults, let's take that self-evaluation and let's look at as Michael Jackson used to say, you got to look at the man in the mirror. Let's find out. Let's bridge the gap. Let's change our conversation, not change the message. The message doesn't have to be changed. Just the presentation and the conversation. It's all about you. And I'm going to close out with this. We call, God bless you, Elder Greg. Thank you for joining. One of the things that G and I have been doing since the transition is we go bowling quite a bit. Just I call it therapy. So anytime somebody call me, if I say I'm at therapy, you know where I'm at. And one of the things that I always tease when we're there, and I see parents with their child or whatever. It's a balance that even I have to have with you, that I know if every day I beat you, eventually you're gonna stop coming with me. So I have to let him beat me sometime, y'all. Now, he's
that's his way of saying he got whooped yesterday.
Listen, I love you all. We will see you all tomorrow. Have a phenomenal day on purpose.
We'll see him Friday.
Yeah, we'll see him Friday. My bad. We'll see him Friday. God bless you. Have a phenomenal day. This is Hump Day, so guess what? It ain't but 2 more days for you all that work a Monday through Friday schedule, and we will be praying for you. Continue to pray for us and have a greatness on your life. Amen.